gold.
Puck did it to me, I think just yesterday or 2 days
Yeah.
ago. We were doing a show match for something. I don't remember what it was for.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's clever.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Future, you reflected. You did that reflect. Did that work as you planned it?
Yeah, it's all going according to plan.
Nice.
The master plan continues.
Now I get to pick creature.
Nice.
Oh,
all right. We're jumping right to it.
all right. You. All right. Let's bring creature.
Let's bring him in.
Yeah.
He's got no defense at this point. So
Yeah, he has to play. He has used that
has
veto.
has to play. It does make sense. We were talking about this before of like kind of denying John and Puck from getting a shot at creature means that you and Selkie get him.
Yeah,
basically.
well, not getting it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It could turn against him, though. His master plan might get flipped. Again, creature giving us some phenomenal play tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, are you worried at all seeing him really play well into Massa earlier?
No, not that worried.
Okay.
No respect. Come on.
Fair enough.
I thought we were friends.
I don't know. Cocky Terrence.
Well, welcome back, creature. Thank you for joining us again.
Mm-hmm. Well,
All right,
I guess
so-
I can't reflect now. I gotta
do
play.
the-
You gotta play it out. You gotta play it out. You gotta play for keeps. So
you feel confident?
veto
I mean, again, you went 2-1 against Massa, arguably the best player here, and a Terran.
Yeah, so that
how
means
do you think you're going to do against this one?
well, that means this should obviously be a 2-0 for me since I took the game off Massa.
Should be.
Just the laughter in response. Let's see how that pays off.
I believe in you, creature.
Exactly. Me too.
I believe in Adam myself. I love Adam.
Then why did you choose me? Do you just want to lose the tournament? Like, are you just trying to throw it?
It's
I don't
all
get your
part of the
strategy.
master plan.
It's all
You
part
gotta
of the
wait
master
till
plan.
the end to see how the master plan plays out.
Good.
All right.
All right.
So
Any
creature,
final words to each other?
Well, actually,
you
before
gotta
they do that,
veto
final words.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that, Drake?
I'm actually curious to know if creature knows that people are saving him, like for themselves, as like some sort of morsel to be consumed. Like, I just want to know how he.
Weird
feels.
obsession with creature going on right now.
Yeah, honestly, I thought like everybody would choose me at first, so the fact that I've made it this far is surprising. Yeah.
Well,
Hey, you're only
fended
down
off-
one
you
life,
fended
too.
off him. Yeah, you're only down
Yeah.
one life. Technically, you have more lives than Jon Snow. So
Technically, you're doing better than Money Snow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know that's something. I'll take
Yeah,
it.
you should
All
feel
perspective.
good about that.
like you're holding your own right now, right? So
And, like-
and people are protecting you.
By all means,
Yeah,
like
Thanks to that deflect. You know, you
Creature
did
getting
save me before with that deflect. So
Now, did any of you like pre-plan any like? Was there some? I need to know. Was there like some backroom like collusion, PMing, or like, hey?
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This makes sense. All right, let's do vetoes.
Can't
Right.
trust a StarCraft player, can
Do
we?
I-
who starts the vetoes?
Yeah. Future first.
I'll veto Parasite.
Hey, I'll veto stasis. Stasis.
And second one from you.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I will veto Kairos. Is that how you say it? Kairos Junction.
Yeah.
Kairos Junction.
Kairos.
Kairos.
I think it's supposed to be Kairos. It's
Yeah,
a base.
Why do
call
they
it
make
Kairos.
these map names like so
Yeah.
difficult?
Yeah, like or I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. Then I'll veto. I will veto Blue Shift.
Okay. And then is it a BAC next or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we did with
Yeah.
Puck. So we're gonna go with that.
Okay.
We'll roll with that from now on. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the most fair.
Yeah.
okay.
That's how like most standard tournaments
Yeah,
do it, I think.
Perfect.
Well, this isn't a standard tournament.
It's true.
Yeah,
but
it's
let's
true.
do
The Suupa
it
tournament. All right.
Super tournament.
Suupa.
So the three maps are Cerulean, what's the other one?
Cerulean,
Automaton.
Automaton,
And
and
Port Alexander.
Okay, let's do Cerulean first.
then we'll do Automaton second.
Okay.
Awesome.
There we go. All right.
Last words.
Now,
Now's the
now
chance.
intimidating words.
You know
Scary.
what? I love you, buddy.
Yeah, I love you
hope
too,
we
Adam.
have a-
I love you too, Adam. But
This has turned the trash talk has just turned so wholesome. It warms.
Oh no, he had a butt. Hold on, he
had a butt.
Wait.
You know, we're gonna play a great StarCraft match.
We're gonna play a great StarCraft match. The best man will win. Either of us could win this.
You know, in the end, we're both winners. It's like no matter.
No, we are both winners. Are we gonna be at Cheeseadelphia?
All right, this is too nice.
Okay, awesome.
All right, well, thank you guys for hopping in. We'll see you in the game there. Good luck to you both.
Thanks.
All right, so I'll be taking over for Andy Man here because Andy Man.
I gotta leave.
Andy Man, you have an anniversary, I believe.
Yes. Prior engagements. I will be here next week for the whole thing, though.
Is that like a StarCraft anniversary, like 20 years of Brood War?
Even bigger. It's a real life one with real people.
20 years?
No, God, no.
That would be impressive.
That would have been a very illegal marriage. I'm not even married. It's just a dating anniversary, but still very important. Still very important.
Well, we wish you much luck on your anniversary. Godspeed, and I will do my best to take your shoes. But you will be back next week to fill the whole night with all the StarCraft action.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Ender Sword and Drek will keep you comfortable and warm and keep you entertained. It's going to be a good time. All right, see you guys.
All right, getting the lobby up and made here now. Thanks, Andy, again for joining us. And yes, he will be a mainstay around.
Yeah, he is. Fantastic.
Yeah. So
why don't we hit some stats? Let's hit some stats. Let's talk.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. We've got past results between these two players are actually pretty good. We've got Future and Creature playing 11 maps in the past with the advantage on Future side of 8 wins to 3 losses. So relatively even. Actually, he's the only given Creature's record against everyone, he's only won a map against 2 of these people. But Future is just about John Snow, he's 13-1, so he took 1 map against him. But Future with 8-3, that's the most like even he's got. So, and obviously we've seen him obviously a lot of these 2 are over the past like 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, like there's an accumulation.
Players have been around. So I think Creature is definitely a bit on the upswing. We have seen him earlier today playing really good games against Massa. He loses the series 2-1. But if you told him at the beginning you're going to lose 2-1 to Massa, I think he'd say that's pretty good.
He wouldn't have. I don't think he would have believed the idea.
Yeah, probably.
You know what though? He would have probably said it, but I don't know how much he'd have been like, "Yeah, I'm totally gonna, take a game off of Massa." And you know what? I think he is doing really strong. I feel like there is a level of which. There was a bit of underestimation because of the huge gap in them, which may not have been actually true because, we did use a Ligriak as the method, and
which often lags behind where you really are.
Exactly.
He's not out of whack in terms of like ladder MMR. It's like a 5.6 against like 5.8 or 9, whatever Future is. So it's not out of this world difference at all.
And also, let's not forget, guys, while we're out of this world, don't forget if you use the KOTN, go to the Match Arena, hit Match Arena in the chat, and add Suupa as the code name. You can donate a free $1 to the tournament. All this money goes towards making more KOTN awesomeness. And making more events happen. Why don't we do introductions?
Alrighty. Down here on the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have our red Terran player. He's not just from the present, he is Future.
The future of Terran. I love his name, by the way. The Future.
A good name. The Future.
All right. In the top right-hand corner, the blue Protoss defending himself from everybody who's been sharking him. We have from Sidestorm Gaming's Creature.
Exactly. And I mean, if he wins this match, or presumably I expect Silky to potentially pick on him as well, he could end up staying alive here.
I would like to see that when he comes to his pick, he picks Massa.
That would be pretty bold. Or like goes after Jon Snow for the last life.
Could you imagine? Oh my god.
That would be neat.
Like
That would be a neat result.
He comes down to Jon Snow for the life. That would
Aggressive with this early probe. Distracted 2 SCVs while another one's out scouting. Command center does come down.
Now, I don't know how familiar you are with the different maps, Undersword, but like, what's Cerulean Fall like in terms of which race we have an advantage for?
I don't really. I think in a TVP, I don't think there's a huge difference. I think this is as close to a standard map as you're gonna get. It's pretty. Like if you just show someone the footprint of this, it's normal. Like your natural
Not
is
super
there.
bright like what we were just doing last time.
Yeah, exactly. Like stasis is super weird and stuff, but here you've got a natural upper ramp. You've got a reasonably accessible third with 2 kind of options.
That Reaper getting that probe killed by them. Right.
Yeah, is good here. But yeah, I don't feel that this is imbalanced in any way unless there's something weird that people are yet to discover. But it seems all right. Reaper harassing this adept on the way across will shade forward. He was going in to try and stop the CC. Won't really. Will he get in time? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Getting a good seconds off of that, that's going to be pretty problematic.
Yeah. It's really annoying. Yeah, it's super annoying to do this. And get some damage. He could even take out. Damage on the Widow Mine's kind of okay. But we'll ultimately lose this here. But
I feel like
just that time loss on the command center is basically an extra
a few
SCV.
seconds.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely good to have.
Like obviously that's not going to be game ending, and that's not going to send creature into but that's just a little bit of nagging in terms of both. And the stalker is coming across this. They're chasing down the Reaper. Oh, we're gonna catch it.
Puts him in.
No.
Future going in the 3rd direction. Smart. Will get on through. Oh, he almost get close.
I actually thought he was gonna get. I really did.
Yeah. Will come in. He's going to end up seeing nothing too explosive. 2 more gateways. Will he see the warp prism coming out? Don't know. He may assume anyway. Does get it. Warp prism will come across, picking up these 2 stalkers, which is what he really wanted. Was to be able to cleanly do this. So the Reaper going down does help.
So the warp prism coming across the map. 3 stalkers in it. Going for that quick drop.
Yeah, he's got a tank out, but it's going to go to low ground. There's a Widow Mine up front. The front is safe. He'll go for the drop in the back, see what he warps in. But I think, Future's all right here. This isn't going to do a ton.
This isn't going to be a thing that ends him, right?
No, nothing like that. See what he gets. Whichever worker kills. 1 there, 2 there. And I think this will have to retreat. No warp in, though. We'll pick up and get it. So, not a lot of commitment to that. Doesn't really lose anything there.
And how are we feeling right now in terms of just creature overall?
He's got a pretty decent worker lead here. Thanks a lot to delaying that early orbital. And then just, of course, Protoss has a little bit of lead anyway. Gets a couple pickoffs. There's some good things happening here. If you were to just say who's objectively ahead, it's creature a tiny bit, but nothing that's going to make.
I don't know. I'm feeling, even though I know creature is being the aggressor. Oh,
yeah, that's.
I like that. I like that pickoff.
It's just helpful, but then losing the observer there, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty even game here.
I do like how how much pressure creature is placing on future. Even though one might even think that creature would be on the back foot here, but he has that little slight advantage, like you said, and he's pressing it, which to me is enjoyable.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure. So creature's transitioning into 5 more gateways coming down at the same time, but he's also grabbing Templar Archives on top of that, and scan going off by Future is going to see that there's not a lot of units out here or anything. And he may suspect that there's heavy investment happening at the moment. So, there really is here. Charge is coming. The +1 is coming.
Immortal's coming out.
Yeah. So a lot of things coming here at the same time, and creature supply obviously lagging at this point due to that heavy investment.
So what's the response here from Future? What are we feeling?
I kind of think he's got it, which is he's got a bit of bio, he's got a tank, he's got some Widow Mines. He is going to salvage a bunch. He's actually going to push into this, which is interesting.
Well, I mean, like, it makes sense, right? This is the time where he sees that there wasn't a lot, and Creature's gone back to defense. He's actually anticipating this coming up right now. The third, his third is, that opportunity to just blitz towards his third instead, picking that off.
He definitely intended. I think Creature definitely intended to be the aggressor here, but now that he knows this is not going to, and I think it may work out as a defensive strategy as well. But seeing what army does exist, Future's straight up backing off too. So neither of them wants to really go into this. The third is being built in spot for Future.
I mean, no, this is the back foot I was sort of anticipating with Creature being, but the army right now is pretty frightening for Future to push right into. So might see Creature going right back onto the aggressive, right back onto the offense. And
I think this is where you want it to be, because this is meant like usually like a Zealot Archon thing is kind of an.
I don't like those Widow Mines. I don't like the idea of. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good free spread here, and this is going to be hard to attack into. Zealot's not all up front, so that's not going to be a good engagement there either.
But it's ideal engagement to make sure he pulls him back from these Widow Mines. So he has the Observer. This
pretty better here, but
I don't like that engagement.
He's not going to be able to engage it. Liberator's down. Didn't really get anything done.
That was it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
GG.
It got pulled apart. It's hard to engage into a big concave like that with the Widow Mines, and then the bulk of the army was up the ramp with a really good retreating position. You can't really engage into that. And
that engagement was definitely in the favor of a Future right off the bat, and that was a problem. That was a problem for that engagement. And I'd like to have seen Creature pull back and lure Future out, as opposed to taking.
Yeah, he could have tried. I don't know. I don't know that Future would have bought it. Like, no.
Why
would he leave? Yeah, why would he leave?
The idea of trying to do this little dance because the Widow Mines clearly are burrowed, and it may have just been there wasn't enough information on Creature's side, knowing that there were 6 Widow Mines waiting with a really nice spread. There was a really good spread on those Widow Mines, easily, and it took out those Archons super quickly because they came and took the blunt, and they were all clumped together. So that was not a good engagement for Creature, and I feel like that was the turning point. Yeah,
and this was definitely supposed to be essentially supposed to be all in at that point. That was a lot. I mean, to be honest, he was supposed to be all in well before that point. he was supposed to essentially go in with this Zealot Archon push the moment that he ended up being defensive on his own side of the map. Had Future attacked into this army on the other side when we saw them kind of posture, then that would have been in Creature's favor. But obviously Future wisely pulled back at that point, got into a defensive position. He must have known kind of the investment that went into getting that army and said, well, you've got, this was intended to win. Now you can just go sit there. And that's ultimately what happened.
We now play on Automaton, and this was this Creature's pick? Yeah, this was Creature's pick.
Yeah.
So
good for
good for Protoss. Yeah. Yes, no, maybe so.
Maybe it's so this one you talked about in the last map that there was a ramp up to the natural, and this one it is flat open. The third base is also flat low ground sort of thing. So I don't know. There's also more landing room. So I find on this one, at least in my own play so far, a lot of people are exploiting this huge area behind the main. There's a huge area where you could just drop dark and then do a lot of damage. And
right.
It's hard to put, a turret or a cannon or whatever you have and really guard that. It's very, very open. You can also bounce between the main and the third and do a lot of damage. But yeah, see how they end up dealing with it. We've got a creature out checking for proxies.
Why don't we do a little introduction?
Yeah. Over here on the top right-hand 2 o'clock-ish position of the map, we have our red Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Creature.
And in the not quite bottom left, but still bottom left, we have the future of Terran, the number 1 future. And he's up one game.
He is indeed up 1. And looking to make his decision a smart one. That last game was a lot of like kind of posturing into the end. There wasn't a lot of like really direct conflict, but them kind of pushing forward, pulling back, doing various things was definitely key. Creature is dropping a proxy pylon here over on the right-hand side of the map. See what this is for. Likely a Stargate. The time's out for that. For the cyber core to be finished. As
right now, if Future wants to end this like really quickly, like just do a cyber, like a killing blow. What do you think Future needs to do? Like what kind of strategy do you think would be ideal for Future?
Go for something like Widowmine drop into just Bio Liberator. Something like that might do it. We'll see. It's actually going to be a Twilight Council that's main proxy.
That's
so
interesting.
Is it going to be into Dark Shrine?
DTs?
Or
I'm feeling DTs.
Yeah, I'd like to see the DT in this. It could be, sometimes you'll do like a proxy blink as well, but you would expect to see, like as there is a stalker out, but that kind of makes sense regardless. So, and he's keeping the probe there in like Dark Shrine placement position. And there it is. So I do this against Zerg. But you can, of course, do it to anyone.
Yeah.
We'll see if was there ultimately there is a Reaper, though, that didn't end up, he didn't end up really going fully across the map. So he may sense that something or other's up.
One thing I do like, even though Creature is in this position that he is, being the one that's being picked on, like I think he's played right now the most. Has he played the most games so far?
Creature, between him literally the most maps by the time of this, because he did win one against Mass. Everything else has been the 2-0. So this is literally the first time Future is scouting. If you look at Future's vision, he has none at this point. Oh. So he wasn't aware that, like, had he come in earlier, it would be super obvious that all these resources are missing. And he has scans to get a look at it.
He has a scan, he can see, right?
Yeah, he's going to have a sense. Unless something is off in these corners, that's going to look super weird to him. And but the Warp Gate is finished. The Dark Shrine is finished. We're getting 2 DTs coming. It's still a big distance.
Now he's building Vikings. I feel like he's right now preparing for Oracles, right? Yeah. He's actually preparing for Oracles, which is cute because Creature is going for DTs. This feels dangerous.
There's no engineering bay. We're going to have to keep an eye on the energy. There is 1 scan available, or will be available, on the natural. If he drops a mule, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
At 51 energy, it also with just good splits from the DTs could be problematic. He's going to be able to keep him out of the main a little bit. There is
he sees it.
The first DT will get picked off, but the second one, remaining alive, wanders into that scan range, but doesn't matter. The engineering bay is now complete. He's going to try and go up. The DT's kind of looking for something to do.
Like, I feel the Creature really was betting on that mule, like him using up all his energy and him getting up there in the main, which is essentially,
Second scan will now be available in about 2 seconds. And
this is not ideal.
He's kind of baiting him in to make sure he doesn't even want to use the scan. Okay. He realizes he has to as he goes towards that turret, but does take it out. Another DT will come in while the scan is still active. Okay, good. He bounced off. That would have been a waste, but there's a turret up anyway, so you can't get through there anymore anyway. So for the investment in that, that's unfortunately not going to be enough. He can try and go into the charge lot Archon again. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do as we get more gateways being added on.
Just like you had said, the investment there in the DTs, I think, is going to put a heavy damage on creatures' economy overall. But you know.
Yeah, I mean, he got a few kills. He denied mining at the natural for a while. He ended up costing three mules, and he forced out these turrets that he wouldn't have wanted otherwise. But in terms of material long term, he didn't get that done. So the cost definitely overrides it. He's now got he's going into the charge slot, but his stuff is in stalkers.
Right. And that's, right now his investments are all over the place. Creature just really has to buy time. He's just trying to have to buy time right now.
Yeah, I realized too that Creature has not even taken both gases at the either gas at the natural. So it's not like
this is gonna hamper. I think it's gonna overall hamper his economy in general. Going with a drop, War Prism. This feels dangerous and unnecessary.
Everything is gonna see this.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Initially hurt.
I actually expected that to do. I did not expect these Zealots to make it this far. So kudos to that.
Yeah, he ended up getting 5 kills out of that. Somewhat, the siege tank helped kill his own guys.
I think that was, that was a decent little plug.
It's all right.
Because what Creature right now needs is just to buy himself a little bit more time, just to make that transition into charge lots just that much more effective, and just close that gap.
Yeah, see if he can get a third base up, but he's still not investing for the future, which is kind of unintended there. But this is all mineral. He's still
Where are the gas? Where is the gas?
Yeah, he's not taking it. So he's got to get some immortals to go with this, but it means that there is no Archon switch here or anything. It's just going to be the charge slot on the ground, and there's.
I don't like that. I really don't.
There's a heavy shelf life to that. Yeah, you can't do that for very long.
So,
yeah, was a double army on the other side, coming down. He hasn't yet moved out to take his third, but the third orbital is built. He's going to wait until he's saturated, which is a couple more workers.
I think Future right now does have the opportunity to let Creature come to him, just because I feel like he knows Creature is going to be the little aggressor.
Creature could have, say, denied a third here, but there isn't one yet. He's very turtley at the moment. He could try and stay out there and prevent this third from landing anytime soon. But
oh my god, I knew it.
Blink up. Yeah, nice there. No cancel, as the fourth CC was going to come up.
This was dangerous because he didn't come here with an observer. This could have led into a whole bunch of Widow Mines. But fortunate for him, there wasn't any Widow Mines up here.
He's going to try and see if there's a way down in this low ground, but there is absolutely not. He needs to back out of this immediately.
This is not the ideal engagement because those...
they're getting more down than I would have thought, but this really is...
The tanks on the high grounds.
Yeah, it's giving a lot away. He did a lot more army damage here, but... But 5 tanks are still alive. But Zealots are now on the high ground, and there's nothing left here but tanks. This could actually be much more devastating than I originally thought.
Unfortunately, he's out of the juice right now. He's out of the juice. We've got 7 more Zealots come down. That was not the ideal.
That extra warping actually could have really come close to ending it, as the worker count was getting kind of crazy if he just went for the main mineral line.
And just like you had pointed out, there aren't very much other things other than tanks up here. Only only the 7 tanks.
It's an insane number of tanks, but charge slots really did a lot more work than I thought on that, just because there was no buffer for them at all to even hold it up. So going for a fourth, kind of a quasi-hidden fourth base for Creature.
And this is interesting because that Future is just getting his third.
He's
now,
had the CC for a long time, but he hasn't floated over to it.
right.
And now he's mining out his main, so he's still functionally on 2 base in terms of what the economy is going to be. Whereas Creature now finally is getting all his gas. He's getting a Templar Archives on top of this. That's interesting, knowing that his opponent's very mechy. But
we got
Zealot
the
coming across again.
War Prison coming back down with 2 Immortals.
Again, this time I think this is going to work in a weird way. Now he's going to pull back, but he could have gotten on these 3 low ground tanks, but kind of to what end? He would end up picking up the orbital and not really lose SCVs.
The tanks on the high ground with the Vikings patrolling the air for the drops from the.
He's got 2 Immortals in this prism. If he drops the 2 Immortals up top, then that's cool. But there are a couple of Vikings there as well that could be dangerous to the prism.
We got missile turns and we have the Vikings. I just don't, unless he drops. Dropping them close to the tanks.
Yeah,
he has no high ground vision, but out an observer.
Good angle here. He will get the low ground tanks, but will lose the Immortals in doing so.
Chased a bit too long with those Vikings.
Yeah, a tiny bit. The Archons there getting some of the mules, keeping the economy lower. There's only 39 workers still for Future, and Creature is functionally on 4 base at this point. Future may end up thinking that he's farther ahead than he is, or more stable than he is, not realizing that Creature's economy is actually quite good right now.
Right. I feel like that's really Creature's advantage at this point, is that he has almost the economic opportunity because he's keeping these mules down at Future's base. I just think he's taking weird engagements. I just think.
They are, but they're kind of trading. You're basically trading pure mineral for the tanks.
Right.
It's not keeping the tank count low by any respect. There's a lot of tanks, and now that the Hellbats are there, that's no longer an option. But they were naked to these Zealots for a long time, and I think that's a big difference. We're gonna get, I think, mining off these gold as he's freeing that up too.
This might be a very interesting method of, because right now...
a single Hellion is going to discover this kind of hidden 4th, and I think it's going to change Future's perception of the game.
Absolutely, because he'll know by this point that this is his economy is healthy. I like how he's yet to up this Dark Shrine and bounce around.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't really care where that is at this point. They've served their purpose. But
I like this little gold patch. That's cute.
Yeah, it's a neat little feature. We were talking about that. Imasa did this in one of the games. Mine from it. It does open a path if you mine this out. So they're protected by minerals. They're debris at the start, but once you mine it out, it will open a path. There is a Hellion coming in now. Cannons were coming down in this mineral line, but they're not ready yet. Hellion sneaking into the 3rd. There's plenty to deal with this here, though. Although it was that one shot for 6. He literally stuck in and got 6 probes just because of their random positioning. So
was that at the 3rd?
Yeah, it was 8 Hellions that came in. Just one shot happened to line up really perfect.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Trying it again, and 2 more go down, 4 more go down, 5.
I do like the response, the response from Future, because right now Future is actually getting his 4th down. He recognizes that he needs to make sure he pulls up that economy before he really dives in on Creature. And the 4th trying to get down. Zealot kind of blocking that cleverly, and these Liberators and Hellions are gonna claim back their spot.
Yeah, it's a really weird one at the moment. Future does have to do something about probably that top base, but because his path is very mechy, it's hard to move out and do that. You can kind of do run-bys with the Hellions, he's trying.
That's about it, though.
But yeah, you either commit your whole army to it or you don't, and I don't think he's ready for that yet. And there's so many Immortals here.
Right now, though, one thing I really like is Future's upgrades on his running 2-2 on mech is looking pretty solid. Even though Creature does have 3/1.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna
3/1 with 12 Immortals and 7 Archons.
Ooh,
It's pretty
yeah, that's solid. I mean,
but
these Immortals
it's still hard to attack in. Like neither one of these guys should be can attack each other.
No, it's gonna be about posturing. We're gonna go back to the posturing state. We're gonna have Creature kind of poke in. Oh,
We've got an unsiege here at the third, and that's exactly as Creature was going to come in, but he will back away from it.
Creature sees it. He's not gonna let that happen.
There was one tank still siege low, and I think maybe he didn't know the exact positioning on the high ground, but like with this many Immortals, there's 14 of them now. It can that can one shot any building.
But if we
Creature's going to go across the map here now. He knows exactly where Creature is, and it's totally out of position. He was not expecting an army to be here. He's kind of engaging into this, and he needed to back away the second he saw it.
He's pulling out now, but it's a bit little late.
Yeah.
He has carriers on the way, but they're not fully ready.
Yeah, and he really needs them out
now. Oh, here's one now.
There's one coming across, but there is enough. Weirdly, there's enough Liberator here to potentially deal with the carrier, because nothing else in this army shoots off.
Yeah, you're right. These Liberators are going to be the ones that do the main damage here. Interference Matrix.
Creature trying to find a position here, but he's walking under the Liberators. A lot of them taking a lot of splash damage though, but the last Archon is killed. The carrier's coming now. Maybe they can now engage. The Immortals need to kind of step forward to get really underneath these tanks.
These Immortals doing heavy damage. Oh my god.
Third carrier coming in here now. This is swung completely the other way.
It was I did not see that coming. I was really much expecting these Immortals, but you know what? It was really the opportunity to get the Archons underneath those Liberators and doing massive damage.
Yeah, he really clumped up there. He ultimately lost them all, but he did what he needed to do. The carrier's now being fended off by the Cyclones. And
that lock-on.
Damage to that lock-on. Yeah. Yeah, he just doesn't, neither of them have again, Future can't really push out, but there's no staying power here by Creature. He needs kind of the Zealot round to warp ins to come and assist with this.
Yeah, and Future needs some, if he can get some good lock-ons onto these carriers, then and these carriers, then I don't see. Oh, man.
Weird position here. The Zealots want to help through a gap that they can't walk through. So, yeah. Another big warp in of them. Is he going to be able to move to the low ground and take out that fourth base? I think the third, especially with the planetary there, is just unassailable, and there's too much weird ground around it. But this could be a strong attack. The tanks will fall to both the Zealots and the carriers. It's going to be hard to hold this. Will come in, and Creature finds the right angle there finally, with enough air support to take it out. It certainly looked choppy for a while when he kind of got caught out in the middle. It was definitely dangerous there, but Future did find a way to engage, Creature found a way to engage. I think Future came out way too strong with the Liberators, pulled it away from the rest of his army, let the Archons sit underneath it. If they were still within the tank support range, there's definitely no way to do that. And he would have had to pull back and wait for more carrier.
And this is one of these things that could turn the opposite way for Future. Future picked Creature, and this could go sideways. This has the potential to go sideways. Here we go. Port Alexander, the last game. I don't know. I was kind of expecting Future to sort of sweep it, oddly enough, but you can't put Creature down. You can't underestimate him. You just can't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's playing out of his mind tonight, and he definitely had the right. It was a weird mix of things, odd game, I think, overall, but he got it done.
Yeah, and he's looking solid. He's looking really solid. That game was really a little janky, admittedly. I feel like that was a very kind of janky
Yeah, you wouldn't think, like, if you rewound it and said, like, hey, I don't know exactly what time it was, but if you said, hey, at 10 minutes in this game, the Protoss is only on 2 gas, what do you think he's going? You wouldn't say carrier Archon. Like,
I think my game just crashed. Oh shit!
Are you out? You are.
My game just crashed.
Yeah, here we'll remake.
Shit! Shoot!
I don't know if they can see me if I got set to. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll re.
That was weird.
Yeah, happens. Yeah, just kind of watching it again on the stream delay, the way that it went down, and it's kind of funny throughout that game how it's another one. The map, the way the cliffs are, the high ground, low grounds are, etc. It could be really good for mech as a defense, but then mech as a defense against air, it actually makes it really tough because it's hard to reach everything that you're trying to reach.
Okay, my game's just loading up right now. Yeah, that third base was obviously not the ideal place to attack, and the fourth base was the better option. And Creature went around. I like that he noticed that not to progress into that third base and push into that place.
Yeah, definitely. Also, a huge key in the last game was Creature get away with essentially a hidden fourth, even though it was just like one spot over in the game before, and I think that made a big difference as well to his overall economy, because you could definitely kind of tell from the way Future was playing it that he figured we're even at least, and I don't have to push this, but that wasn't really the case.
Yeah, and it was good that he acknowledged it. And what are we feeling now? Do we think Creature's gonna take this?
Don't know. I think Future may play. I don't know. When you've got a game in hand, maybe you play a little different, especially if you think your opponent may not be generally as strong as you. But that certainly has to put some respect into him, and maybe a little fear into him, and then maybe we'll get something a little more normal. I'm not sure that I let Future plays that type of mech a lot. I don't know, but again, it's new meta-ish stuff that I don't know if anyone knows what they exactly do yet.
I feel it's gonna be solid that we're probably gonna see a regular game out of Creature, in terms of it's probably just standard solid. I don't think we're gonna see any shenanigans. I don't feel like we're gonna see shenanigans out of Creature.
Yeah, let's see what we do get. Yeah. I don't know. No indicators yet, but there will be in a little bit. Down here on the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Port Alexander, we have our blue Terran player. It is Future.
And in the top left-hand corner, the Protoss hailing from Storm, we have Creature. And also, guys, don't forget, hit Matcherino in that chat, or actually if you go to ESChamp.com/support, it'll take you straight to it. Add the code Suupa to the promo code area right there, and you can add a free $1. And you know what? If you're feeling pretty generous, you can put a little extra in there as well, and that helps puts towards more Kings of North, and it goes towards this particular Kings of North tournament. Like 2019's coming, and I really am feeling excited to hopefully have season 5 come out. We'll see. And then Probots is also on our lineup, so supporting other stuff like we got this probe is gonna harass.
Harassment doesn't delay that, but is annoying as it pulls the SCV off.
Yeah, and then
Creature going for the anti Reaper sim citying. SCV kind of going across the map himself.
Really solid in terms of still. Oh, what's this going on? A little pylon.
Yeah, Creature doing something on the third base low ground. So again, another proxy. Is this going to be another Templar Archives Stargate this time, which is what we expected the first time but did not get.
Right.
So yeah, creature will again play in a mildly tricky way, but the SCV scout getting in there is going to see one main thing, which is one pylon.
Well, this is what happened, missed last time in Future's game, because Future didn't scout up further enough and didn't get a good enough information to see and figure out that there might be something weird, proxies coming, and Dark Shrine. So now he has a little bit more of information going into this game.
Yeah, he definitely knows something. He knows for a fact something is out there. And like in that first game, I think he thought it was Stargate the first time. This time, is he going to make the same assessment? He is getting a star port, but an Oracle's already on its way. 2 Marines are coming out. He's got a bunker up front. So yeah, we'll see how he responds. I think every Terran's first thought is to assume that this is a Stargate, and just in the other game that wasn't the case. So would he think that he'd go DT twice or what? But
no, I think he was definitely expecting the Stargate last game.
Yeah.
So he might feel that, meta and expecting that maybe he'd do Stargate this time.
Oracle, that's kind of weird. So he brought the Oracle forward. He actually pulled it back.
Okay, that's not ideal.
So yeah, the Reaper is well aware of it now. He was potentially thinking like, oh, I'll wait for 2 Oracles and pull it back, but it got seen anyway, but it would have regardless. Reaper is in there killing a couple probes in the natural as the Adept tries to come back and deal with it, but this is kind of obnoxious because he will potentially get another kill. Yeah.
I don't like how these Oracles aren't doing any work. Like I'm feeling like either they need to be making themselves ready to make their way out. Well, they're a little indecisive. Like I guess they were kind of deciding whether to approach Future's base or rather to support against the Reaper. Now they made that decision. They're going out.
Yeah, what's he going to follow up with here? So he's got 2 Twilight Council and a Forge coming down. The 3 Oracles are going to dip into the main. Now, there's no turret. The Viking will eventually get them, as would a Cyclone, but 3 of them can still do a lot as they slip by that and will show up in the mineral line, as the Adepts are also on the low ground.
So much good damage here. This might be...
Six kills, but you can't just stand and fight this. We'll take... No, whole thing. Yeah, 3 Oracles for 6
kills.
LCVs, not great. Got the Cyclone as well, but that's it. He also was looking to simultaneously get stuff done with the Adepts on the low ground. It just didn't. So that was just a pretty big reset.
It was good in theory, poor in execution. The idea, I think, though, was solid. The Oracles did some massive damage coming in, but what he needed to do is turn right away. Instantly, as he got those 6, he's just like, take it and go. Take it and go. Because now we're going to get this counterattack.
Yeah, he'll go for this building here. Get it. There's just nothing really to defend this all.
No, this isn't enough. This is not enough.
He could just straight lose at this point.
He will. I feel it.
He's getting the scan in.
Nothing coming in production in terms of units.
Yeah, 2 Stalkers against just this upper part is a problem, let alone the Cyclone and 2 this pylon. Oh, he manages to get the warp in. That was close. But yeah, this is probably it right here. As it's too much damage, and yeah.
That was it. Oof, that was hard. That was harsh. That was tough on me. I was like, oh my god.
Future escaping the series with the 2-1 score.
That was tough.
Yeah, kind of see the graph at the end of the game for army value. Creature just losing everything with that double pronged attack, not getting nearly enough done for him. It was a good thought. It was just well defended by Future. Like what he built, the way that he split it, the way he positioned everything was